Okay, so we are on episode 4 of Superman and Lois. Oh, still so good. Superman and Lois is just consistently good. And I've seen a lot of people online that's like, oh, it's not really that great. I can agree with you there. It's not great, but it's solid and it's good. And it doesn't let me down every single week. I am genuinely looking forward to new episodes. And this episode started off drama heavy, which is a good thing because I'm really interested in the Lois Lane, Lucy Lane story, because this version of Lucy Lane is a divergence from the version that we saw on Supergirl. Supergirl's Lois Lane was sexy, confident, cool. She was like in charge of her life and her love life and working with Supergirl and taking over the DEO and doing like all this stuff. She was essentially the female spitting image of her father. This version of Lucy Lane has completely diverged from that original template. And I'm really interested to see exactly where they choose to go with this character, because she is broken. And it seems as though while Lois's life was essentially on the rise with the boys and with Clark, when the multiverse got rearranged, she kind of got the shitty end of the deal, where everything for her was essentially falling apart, and she ended up falling into a cult, essentially. This cult dynamic is interesting as shit. If you sit me down and tell me to watch Netflix, I'll probably watch Mindhunters. Like cults, weird ass serial killers, that type of stuff. Like, I love watching those type of shows. Those shows are engrossing because you watch them and you're like, how the fuck did somebody end up in this situation, or what possessed you to go down this super dark path? And I'm really interested to see what pushed her exactly to be there, because she says that it was her mother, and Lois is older, and Lois says that she was 8 years old when essentially their mother abandoned them. But it seems as though Lucy internalized her trauma. So I'm interested to see how exactly the Lane sisters make up, if they do make up this season, and where the story is going to go from there. Now, last episode, we got a hint that Johnathan was going to be taking drugs. He has taken drugs. I saw a comment online from someone that essentially said that most of the people who are around X-Kryptonite who ended up getting abilities, it was because of the X-Kryptonite. It awoke their latent talents. I want to say that the X-Kryptonite is going to awaken Johnathan's kryptonian abilities, and then he's going to have to essentially suss out how to move forward without his addiction to X-Kryptonite. Because you can already see that from playing football and having the super senses and the agility and a little bit of that extra speed, he is definitely going to get addicted to this. Across the board, 100%. And it's definitely going to be a problem between him and Jordan, because we see Jordan going along the path of essentially starting to become a Superboy. He's talked to his grandfather, and his grandfather's teaching. He's giving him tips, which is one of the things that I love. I love that General Lane has essentially become like the cool grandfather instead of the stern grandfather, where when Jordan stops the robbery in the store, he calls his grandfather, and his grandfather's like, yeah, I already knew you were in trouble, so I erased the footage like 5 minutes ago. And Jordan looks at the footage and it's all fuzzy now. And he's like, well, how the hell did you do that? And he's like, oh, I've got eyes on my grandsons to make sure you guys don't get into any trouble. And he's like, next time, before you do anything and use your powers, look around, assess the situation, assess what can see you, and then use a blind spot. Fucking love it. If he's going to get trained by General Lane in using his powers better, Jordan's about to become a fucking monster, because General Lane's basically going to teach him how to fight like a soldier, and that's going to be great. I feel as though it's going to come to a head with Johnathan, as Johnathan gets more and more power, and as Jordan becomes more understanding and in control of his abilities. Both of the brothers are going to clash, where Johnathan's going to be upset that what he believes is his requirement of taking XK to become more powerful, it's going to make him insecure of the fact that Jordan essentially got his powers unlocked naturally. And they're going to collide, and it's going to be interesting to see both the Superboys essentially fight. I don't want them to. I really feel as though we should definitely do everything in our power to protect both Johnathan and Jordan, because they're great. But it's definitely going to come to a head, and they're both definitely going to brawl. I'm interested to see how exactly they reconcile their relationship. Now, John Henry Irons, every single episode impresses me because it's a character that, for the most part, served his purpose in season 1, but I love the dynamic that he's building, not only the friendship with Clark, trying to repair his relationship with his daughter, but also trying to be a hero and help out in his own right. Man, when he took that hit, I think I stopped breathing because his suit runs out of power. There's no shield dampeners to soften the blow. He ate a full-on punch from Bizarro that sent him flying, and I really thought that was the end for him. I thought he was dead. I was literally watching the scene just like this. This was me, because I was terrified that he had been killed. I'm happy that he survived, but dude is going to be out of commission for a while. Any type of development that Sarah had, sorry, Sarah, I'm thinking about a completely different show. Any type of development that Natalie had, where she was getting adjusted to the life in Smallville, kind of got brought down because her dad essentially put himself in this dangerous position, and he was hurt fighting another Superman. She's definitely going to throw herself into repairing the war suit, so we may either see her don the war suit, or she's going to repair it so that he'll be able to help Superman out. This episode is so good. It is rare for a show to have, especially a CW show, to have good production values and have a story that is going down multiple different tracks, but you're interested in each and every one. I'm interested in Lucy Lane. I'm interested in Lana Lang's story with her family. I'm interested in Jordan and Sarah. I'm interested in Johnathan and his addiction to XK. I'm interested in Irons. I'm interested in General Lane. Like, everyone has a story, and I'm interested in seeing where all of their stories grow. But this episode was fantastic. I love it. The fight between Superman and Bizarro, absolutely great. I love the fact that, like, when they clash, they initially just cancel each other out, but then in a contest of strength, Bizarro's stronger, so he starts pummeling Superman. Love it. I love the fact that Clark let his rage out and starts beating the shit out of Bizarro. Bizarro's like, he's attempting to kill me. Let's go. He just takes off. That's also great as well. I can't wait until next week for the next episode, but I'm super pumped. But it's the end of the video. That is episode 4 of Superman and Lois. It is dope as shit. Check it out if you haven't. If you haven't watched Superman and Lois, it is on HBO Max. Go to HBO Max, check it out. You're going to love it. It's probably the best. It is the best current CW Arrowverse show. And for the most part, besides Flash season 1 and 2 and Arrow season 1 and 2, season 1, 2, and 5, this is probably the third best season in the Arrowverse that I've ever watched, and I'm having a complete blast with. But check it out. You'll have a whole lot of fun, and I will catch you in the next one.